Live.
Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory to
How
Yahweh,
about
Bashem,
Shem
Yahweh Shai.
Yahushai?
Double honor to the apostles. They rule well, the elders of Israel, which are the apostles of GMS. Honors and salutations to the elect in the four corners. Quick introduction. There's a new series I'm trying to get into. Through the spirit. Been motivated by other brothers that's historians in Israel. It's constantly pushing out information. And I felt obligated that I have the information and within arm's reach to do it myself. And basically the series, I think I'm going to call it History. His story is your story. Okay, because according to the Holy Scriptures, what? Israel is the salt of the earth. So everything that's going on this earth, everything that was created, every empire, every civilization, Israel had a part in it, man. Everything that came after we were born, Israel had a part in it. Okay? Because the Lord said he will scatter us amongst all nations, amongst all the heathens and all the islands and every part of the world. And what? We were going to serve slavery, man. So with that, I'm going to jump into this first quick introduction into it. And I'm going to start with this book, 500 Nations, which I'm pretty sure all of y'all out there's already seen this book before. By Alvin M. Joseph E. Jr. Or was it Jake? And I just want to bring out part of this book that lines up perfectly with the scriptures, and I'm going to get right to it. This is on page 325. And I'm going to start at the second paragraph. And it says, the election of Andrew Jackson to the presidency in 1828 was disastrous for the tribes. Okay, and for you cats out there that don't know who Andrew Jackson is, he's this devil right here on your $20 bill. All right, this cracker right here, this demon, this Edomite that you niggas out there go so crazy over, how you flashing, all, you getting this money, you getting this bread. Keep it down. You getting this bread. You out here talking about you getting all this money. This devil, when he was elected president, it was disastrous for your nation, man. Okay? So just pay attention to this $20 bill. Pay attention to this devil's face as I read this, man. And it goes on to say, Jackson was committed to the removal by force if necessary to all Indians in the East to the spacious, still little known Great American Desert, west of the Mississippi River, which is talking about all the mother states like Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, so on and so forth, out west, which they said, it was a great American desert that was still little known about it. But what these devils do after a while, they went over there too, man. And they took over all them states as well. And named it after, and took over and set up their structure, their government, their structure, their laws, and etc. And it says, which presumably no whites would ever wish to possess. See that? Presumably no whites wish to ever possess. Which we know today that that's a lie, because where are they at right now? They're all over California. They're all over Oregon. All over Washington. All over Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, so on and so forth. And it says there, his argument went, the tribes could live and develop as they wish, which we know is a damn lie. Look at this devil, man. Look at his face. This guy's a damn liar. He's a deceiver. Okay? And it says, secure from the hostility of whites. Immediately after his election, the Georgia legislature passed a law extending the jurisdiction of the state's police powers, laws, and courts over the Cherokees who live within Georgia, and asked for Jackson's support. The action forced Jackson's hand, increasing the pressure on the tribes to leave the East. Okay? So I'm going to jump down to the part that was, all this lines up with the scripture, but I'm going to jump down to the part that really hit home for me, besides all of that. And it goes, this down here, this is second, 1, 2, 3. This is the beginning of the fourth paragraph. And it says in 1829, gold was discovered on Cherokee land down there in Georgia. Okay, while Jackson was still president. It said, and thousands of whites violated treaties, poured across the Indian nation's borders to stake claims, removing his troops because the Georgia officials went to Jackson for help to remove those Indians. Okay? Removing his troops, the federal government gave a free hand to Georgia. So the U.S. government, at the time of Andrew Jackson's presidency, okay, had no problem. They didn't charge Georgia nothing. They gave him a free hand to the Georgia officials who determined to force the Indians from their state, quickly passed laws making it illegal for Cherokees to mine gold, to testify against a white man, or to hold political assemblies for any purpose other than ceding land, thus making it impossible for a Cherokee to seek justice or the Indians' government to function. Alright? And with that, I'm going to get the scripture. This is Psalms 55. And I'm going to start at verse 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. His words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And we just read the account right here, how they fulfilled that. Right here, when you go to the fourth paragraph, it said thousands of whites violated treaties, and they poured all into the Native Americans' territories and took over, man. Once they found out that the Gadites had gold there, they just poured in, took it over, and then they established laws permitting them to mine their own gold, okay, or to even take these devils to court for violating their rights, their quote-unquote rights that this devil gave us. Okay, so with that, I want to say, all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. And Lord willing, I'll be able to get more into this book and bring out some more information that I got here. Like, you see, I got all these tabs. So Lord willing, I'll be able to bring out some more information on it, line it up with the Holy Scriptures. Okay, and to further edify our people, further edify the elect. Okay, to wake up those that might not be believing. They might need, because Jake always want more proof. They want more information. They don't just trust in the Bible. Well, that's what the Lord got these other historians and these men out here, regardless of what race they are, to bring out the information so that the elect, the men of the Lord, can line it up with the scriptures, right? To what the scriptures say, to gain the gainsayers, man. So with that, I want to say shalom and death to America. Shalom.